John Davis, absolutely one of the best.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis doing what true crimers do.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
Mr. John Davis. John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime.
This guy John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime. Maybe that's where I've heard that name before.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis, and it's good to see you, John. How are you?
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True.
Hey, John Davis.
John Davis.
John Davis True Crime.
John Davis True Crime kicks butt.
Tune in and watch John Davis True Crime. You will love it. It's one of the best channels on YouTube. Tune in. It's John Davis True Crime.
Good morning. Happy June 24th, 2024. How's everybody this morning? Doing well? Since we last spoke, well, it's been a while. It's been since Friday. Right? Day of the week, isn't it? Yeah, we're on Monday. 3 days. But, and I, to be honest, I'm not even, this happened very recently. What we're going to talk about today. Happy June 24th, 2024. It's hard keeping up with today's the week because in the summer my kids go stay with my brother and nobody's in school. Me and Brady both work from home. Gets odd. If you don't catch yourself, you don't go to the outside world, you forget. It's like you can do everything from home if you want. We don't put a lot of miles on our car, I'll tell you that. How's everybody doing this morning? Nada Drama Nana, Poppy Red Mustang, Bobby Ween, Sally Carson. I think I seen Messy Jessie there for a second. She dropped in on us. I'm going to add us a guest to talk about the case. She's in chat. Drop you the link. Hold on just a second. And if you haven't heard about it, you're going to probably be upset. Well, I mean, anytime something like this happens, it's going to upset people. I'm here, just too much pain to type. That's funny. Oh, Jessie got her a sunburn. For some reason, she was over at Crystal Gale's house again in her kitchen. I don't know what she's got going on. It's weird stuff. Always at Crystal Gale's house. Cooking in her kitchen. Do you cook for Crystal Gale, Jessie? Is that what the story is? Loretta, not Crystal Gale. LOL. Yeah. No, they cook for me. That must be cool going over to Loretta Lynn's house and being like, hey, Loretta, whip me up some. That's how Jessie's got it. She told me the other day, she was like, I'm in Loretta Lynn's kitchen, right? And she thought she had to break it down for me that I didn't think she was actually in Loretta Lynn's kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Did you study up?
I did. I woke up early to do it.
What level is your heated factor about today's subject, Jocelyn?
Yeah, I don't know. I just, it's just infuriating. It was so preventable. Didn't need to happen. She didn't need to lose her life.
Yeah.
It makes me so angry at what's happening, you know, to cause this.
Right.
It's really heartbreaking. Her mom is just lost.
God, her mom's young too.
Oh, I know. I saw that. I thought that's her sister. It was her mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when they first started the press conference, and I realized it was mom. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And you can tell that woman's pretty destroyed over what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. I listened to the police press conference.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't real happy that nothing was brought up about what ultimately caused this to happen.
Easy now.
Hey,
Easy.
I mean, it's just basic logic.
Oh, yeah.
These people came across the border illegally, and they committed a crime. And had there been something done about it, you know, them coming over or keeping them out, she would still be alive. And we have to realize that.
And the thing about this is too, though, this is like closer to the border, but this happens more than you're hearing about.
I believe so too. Yeah.
There's the other one you've heard about is the mom of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that? That was in Maryland, right?
I'm not sure about that one. I may have not heard about that one.
I'm pretty sure it was Maryland. It don't just happen at the border, though. I know it was way north. I want to swear almost it was Maryland, but I'm not 1,000% sure.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where I got the map up of where Jocelyn was at.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the convenience store where she ran into him, right? And then down there in the bayou is where they found her. Mm-hmm. And this looks like kind of a slam dunk to me, because there's footage from there's your suspects.
Right.
2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what gets me. 2 of them running in pairs.
Yep.
Straight out of Venezuela. And it's crazy. I know.
Do you think it's true what they say about the Venezuela's opening their jails and letting people from the prison cross over?
I 1,000% think that's true.
Okay. Yeah.
But like one of them was already stopped once or something. I think one had just cut off his ankle monitor. It depends on what you listen to. But they knew who they were. They had records. They were roommates, apparently. And they even had like people that lived in their building talking about them and stuff. It's wild.
Well, the last murder by a migrant I heard about was they had been vetted. They had been checked out by border security even. And even then, you know, supposedly they were vetted and they did what they did and murdered somebody. And they like them young. I mean,
12.
Oh, it's awful. Can you imagine?
Here I got pictures of the booking.
Ugh.
Franklin Pena Ramos, Johan Rangel Martinez.
Did they have records in Venezuela? Did they have legal trouble there?
It was my understanding, yes, they have passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I get them confused because I've seen a couple of these, and I don't want to say for sure. I just run across this one, and the story's what just pissed me off so bad.
I know.
Mom goes to bed, right?
Uh-huh.
The daughter decides she's going to take a walk to the convenience store and call her boyfriend, and runs into these 2.
Oh gosh.
Then mom realizes she's gone and goes to track her phone, and her phone leads her to the crime scene.
So
and
she was
that's
the
where
one who found her?
no,
Her mom? No.
her mom was tracking her phone, and when she got to where her phone was, it was at the crime scene that was already set up.
Okay.
Somebody had already found her. That's how her mom found her.
Okay. You know, and they said they just took her down from the convenience store to that bridge. Like, where are people? You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be that far away from where people are, but I guess it was just far enough away that they did it. I don't know.
Well, you know, who knows what the circumstances were? They may have convinced her of something. Who knows? You know, she probably wasn't fighting until the point where they were out of camera range and they knew it, and then that's when they attacked her.
Right. Right.
You know, because I've seen some of the surveillance, and she doesn't look. Now, hold on. She doesn't really seem distressed right there. I think it looks like she's taking a selfie.
I know. Yeah. I imagine they probably were friendly with her, you know, or communicated with her somehow if they can't speak English. And she probably didn't see it coming. That's what I think.
There's the arrest.
Yep.
Didn't take them long to catch them. Apparently, they live right there, somewhere close by in an apartment together, roomies.
No. Okay.
That's scary, man, to think two dudes are living together that both of them are just would participate in killing a 12-year-old.
I know.
You would
and they
think
haven't been in the country that long, have they? It's been like 2 weeks or something. Isn't that right?
Is that what it was?
I think so. It was very recent that they came over. It might have been 2 months, but very recent. The mayor, did you hear the mayor speak? After the police?
Is the Bob guy the mayor?
Bald-headed, about 60-something.
Yes, talking about he don't want the police to release them.
Yeah, he sounds real concerned that they're going to be given bail.
That's crazy to me too, man. If they found this girl like they said, and mind you, she was found with no pants.
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth, they're not charging them with anything else, but for what it's worth, she was found with no pants. Okay, a 12-year-old, these two dudes, and it seems like he is worried to death that these cats are going to be released on some kind of bail. Mm-hmm. I would love to see the person that would pay what the bail better be.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Or I'm fine with the no bail. I mean, that's the thing. I think if there's ever a reason to use the, the no bail, this is probably one.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're just going to run back across the border and get away with it. You can't let them go. They just can't.
Or they're going to show up back here in 10 years and do some shit again.
No, probably. Because they keep coming back. And nothing's getting done. And our justice system is at fault. I feel like the most legal, most of the justice system in most places, and maybe not, but I think that they side with the criminal. They're very lenient. And, the woman who assaulted me is being protected. I can't get her information. I can't find out where she lives. And I don't need to know where she lives because I want to go retaliate. It's that to get a restraining order, which I would feel really good about, so I can walk in my neighborhood again. To get a restraining order, I have to know her name and address. And the cops are like, well, we can't give it to you. So how am I supposed to get a restraining order?
Well, you need to lay it out for us so we know what you're talking about. What happened?
So a week ago, Thursday, I was walking my dogs in a neighborhood. There was a woman who I had an encounter with about 2 months before. My littlest dog was off the leash for just a minute. We were coming out of like a field where they chase the ball and stuff like that. And I just hadn't put her on the leash yet. And this woman comes by and she said, "And ma'am, you need to put that dog on a leash." And I just ignored her and she just kept going. And I put the dog on the leash and I started laughing and I called her a Karen. And
your little bitty dog, was it pooping in her yard or something?
No. I pick up their poop. I have a bag with me. You can see it. I try to be, responsible. And I called her Karen. And then after that, I saw her at the field and she told me I couldn't be there with my dogs. And I said, we've been coming to this field for 7 years. It's right around the corner from our house. Nobody's ever had a problem. I've never, let them crap all over the place or anything. And she said, "Get out now." And I said, "Call the police. If it's true that I'm not allowed to be here, call the police." And she just kept going. And she went and sat over in her car and I finished playing with my dogs because there was nothing wrong with me being there. It seemed like the more calm I was about it, the more angry she got. And
so we're talking about, we're talking about a public park, right?
Well, it's over in like a corner of our neighborhood. Like it's owned by the homeowners association. It's just a big field and almost nobody's out there ever, but it's nice. And, it's like an acre and it's nice and flat and they keep the grass cut. So you can, I can throw the ball. My dogs don't bother anybody. I'm really conscientious about it. So I told her, I said, nobody's getting hurt here. If you think it's a big deal and you want me out, call the police. So she went back to her car. I finished with my dogs. I didn't leave. I wasn't going to. And she was apparently on the phone. I thought she was calling the police. And after I had to go back and clock in, because this was my lunch, I work from home.
Right.
I walked past her very calmly and said, "Where are the police?" And she's like, "They're coming." And I said, "Okay, well, you know where I live, right?" Because she had been watching me to know when I would be out of that field. Just different times I come. And she goes, "I know where you live." I said, "Okay, give the police my address and I'll talk to them about it." Just as calm as I could be. Walked back to my house. Police never came. Nothing ever came of it. So then last Thursday, I ran into her again. I saw her like in a distance and I turned around and went the opposite way. I wasn't trying to confront her. I wanted to be away from her. Right. And her and her son had these big dogs and they came up on my little dogs and she got in my face, told me I couldn't walk in that neighborhood or on that street. And I once again informed her this is public streets. Yes, I can. And I'm going to. And she got in my face like that.
Right.
And I told her over and over, back up. I was not trying to escalate this.
What size lady are we talking about here? How big a girl is she?
Not real big. She's got some weight on her, like especially in the butt and hip area.
I'm talking about how tall is she?
Probably my height, about 5'3". 5'4".
So y'all are like eye to eye. She's in your face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I backed up, took a step back, and went to go around her. And she took her whole body and shoved it into mine. And I went flying landed on my back. My shoe went flying. The dog got loose. She was terrified. She ran away. But listen to this. I didn't have my phone with me after she attacked me. So I went across the street to somebody I'm kind of familiar with, I've seen him walking his dog and stuff. And I knocked on the door and I was crying. And I said, "I've been assaulted. Can you please call the police? I don't have my phone."
Right.
And he just looked at me. So I went back out there. I wanted to stay at the scene of the crime and get the police there.
Right.
So I went back over and I'm trying to, my dog's still gone. And I'm just like, I don't know. I was just lost. And I'm waiting on the police. And then this guy comes out of his house and looks over at me and goes, I didn't call the police because I don't want to get involved.
Was he friends with your assailant?
I have no idea.
Or does he just not have a backbone?
I don't know. Unless, I mean, maybe he has trouble with the police or something. And, you know, I don't know. That was the worst feeling. I just wanted somebody to just call 911 and I would take care of them getting there.
How did you meet this? What the very first time you met this woman? What happened?
That's where I said the dog was off the leash.
That's the very first time.
I had never seen her before. I've lived in this neighborhood 20 years, and I'd
No
never
history.
seen her. Huh? Not ever.
No Facebook battles, nothing.
Nothing. Don't know her name, don't know her address. Know she walks in that neighborhood, but never seen her before 2 months ago. It was like she just came out of thin air. And so everything I've done, I've tried to de-escalate, make sure I stay away from her. And yet this still happened. And the police are like, it's her word against yours. And I had an injury to my shoulder because I landed on it. And I even got an x-ray that proves it. And I told the police that. I said, I have an x-ray to prove it. No, ma'am, it won't make any difference. So I got nothing. Huh?
So what happened when the police got there?
Well, they came to my address because I nobody was helping me call them, so I had to come back home. Right. And they came to my address, and it was about 3 police cars. It's like, wow, they're taking this seriously. Right. I told them everything, but I said, I don't know where she lives. And they were like, well, there's not much we can do if we don't know where she lives. So I gave them a description of her, and they found her. They went door to door in that area, gave the description.
You don't know where she lives?
No, they won't, and the police won't let me know. So I know.
What?
It's insane.
All your interactions with her were never her from her house? You just ran into her on the street?
Exactly. Don't know.
What?
She told me she was watching me. She told me what kind of car I drive. She said, I see, your fam. Like, she's been watching me. And I don't know where she lives. And I've been driving over there, like, covertly at night and stuff because I wanted to at least do the restraining order. I think that's fair. Can't find her.
What? that just mixes it. You left out a very important detail. I always thought, like, when these situations were happening, she was in her front yard and you were going by, and for some reason she was just being a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
No, come up on me. Yeah. Every time.
Wow, so you just running into her like oh my Lord, she's stalking you, girl.
Yeah.
You know most of your neighbors?
I know a good bit over on my side, yeah.
Around you?
I told them, I warned them. I said, please be on the lookout. I gave them her description, and I said, she's literally insane. The stuff she was screaming at me when she was coming at me, it didn't make any sense. I mean, she was like, you're an alcoholic and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't ever drink. Very, very rarely. So, and nobody in my family does. I don't know if she'd been going through somebody's recyclable bin or something like that. And maybe my neighbors by accident. But anyway, I warned my neighbors that I do know. And I said, if you see her, around my house at any time. The night this happened, the police didn't find out who she was until about midnight. And they called me and said, do you want to press charges? I said, yes.
Whoa. How did the police find her?
They knocked on door to door in that area and gave a description to each neighbor and said, you know where this woman lives. And that's how they found her.
Where did she live? How far away did she live?
She's like right up the street from me, somewhere.
You don't know exactly where yet?
Police refused to tell me. I got a copy of the police report to see if it was on there. It's redacted. It's insane.
My God, that all is just creepy as hell.
I keep a gun with me in the house because I'm here all day by myself pretty much working. And I just keep a gun by my side. I'm that scared. I really am. I'm not being dramatic. Like, I don't know what she's going to do next.
That is so wild.
Yeah.
All over, no leash on the dog is
for like just a short period of time as we were coming out of the field. I always keep them on a leash. I don't want them to run out in front of a car.
Right.
And it was just, I don't know. She just said I couldn't be walking in her neighborhood. They're really the same. They just have two different, like, parallel roads. One says Oakhurst and one says Oak Garden. But it's the same builder. It's the same, it's all the same.
Right.
And it's very close to my house. That's why I walk there. So, I don't know, John. The world's gone freaking crazy.
So you know nothing about her except when she attacked you, she had who with her?
She had her son with her, like a grown son.
How old he look?
Probably
18 plus?
Late 20s, maybe. I think she's about my age.
Yeah.
I mean, around my age. I'm 50. So, but yeah, I don't.
That is wild to me for somebody to be that mad, and it's wild. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get how you could live a life to where seeing somebody's little dog. I've seen your dogs.
Well, she's 5 pounds.
Right. That blows my mind how that could upset anybody.
Yeah, I know. But that's why I made the comment. I was like, thanks, Safety Karen. And I was just laughing. But that's what triggered, I think, everything. I mean, come on. People call me a Karen all the time. I'm like, ha ha.
That's Karen behavior. If you're telling it to us straight, if there's nothing you're not leaving out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I am. I told you everything. One more thing that I didn't think when I called her Karen, she goes, I'm going to come up to your face. And then she comes closer and she goes, don't let the prettiness fool you. And I said,
hot?
No. And I said, you got a pretty fat ass. There was that, but that was it. And I walked away. This has made her so angry.
Where was you at when you got into the fight?
We were on that main street in that neighborhood, and luckily I'm so thankful I was in the grass when she went at me because I was trying to go around her. So my back and everything, I have degenerative disc disease. I have it in my shoulder. My back, my spine is horrible. And so thank God I was on the grass because I would have hit my head on the asphalt. You remember the story of that girl where that other girl was slamming her head into the concrete? Oh my God, that could have been me. So I'm really grateful I didn't get any more hurt than I did.
That's wild. She does that with a dude with her. It's wild.
Yeah, he was second Ron. Yep. I need to learn some self-defense, John.
Do you? Yeah, apparently out there getting your ass whipped by Karen. What happened to you, girl? When you said I stepped back, I was like, here it goes. Here's where she's going to throw that haymaker and get out of there. And then you told me you was trying to maneuver around Karen.
I was just like, leave me alone. Like, I didn't.
You need a taser, girl, if you're going to go walking. That's what you need. I guarantee you that would have took care of the problem.
Pepper spray would have been great.
Yeah, you liable to get yourself with, you probably liable to get yourself with either one of them, but pepper spray, you're going to be in the cloud probably.
Yeah.
You taser and you're good to go.
Yep.
I got a flashlight that is a taser.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those before. Do you know we had one of those a long time ago, and my middle son, who was 12 years old, wanted to know what it felt like to be tased. He tased himself.
Yeah.
We were like, "You're a genius. You."
Hey, you can kill yourself doing that, man.
Huh?
You can kill yourself doing that.
Yeah.
Tasing yourself.
He was bored. It was like summer. He had nothing to do, and while he was at work, he tased himself.
By himself?
Yeah.
Nobody there to resuscitate him or nothing. He went straight flatliner.
His sister and his little brother were here. Not that they would do anything about it.
Yeah, they tase him again.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me tell that story, because some people had asked, and I'll make sure they have a link to this if they want to know more details. They were really a lot of people. All I said was, I had been assaulted, and I was just mortified.
Oh, we want more details. What you got? What are you working with?
What do you mean?
You said if they want more details, you just
like what I just told you, more details about the assault and how it happened. I never said that on my community post or anything. So where do you stand now? No restraining order, no charges. Where I stand now is that we both carry guns when we're walking the dog now. We're big proponents of, being able to protect ourselves with guns. We have a lot of them. I remember at one point when she was screaming, she threatened, she said, "I have a lot of guns." And I was like, "We do too." I guess,
man, there's been more fighting than you're telling us about. When did that happen?
You know what? I froze up, John. Like at some point I just froze and didn't know what to do. And it was like all the ranting and stuff she was doing, a lot of it just, I didn't even hear it. And so, like, as I think of what happened, things will pop up that I remember.
Right.
But one thing I know for sure is I didn't instigate this at all.
Well, it's wild that I think too. It's bad that she decided to bring a dude with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a guy would allow it to happen. I wouldn't be letting my mom attack somebody. I'd be like, "Mom, calm down. Come on now."
I looked at him for help. I was like, "What is she doing?" Yeah, I remember looking at him in the eye and going, "What's wrong with her?" And he's just like, "You need to leave. You need to get out of this neighborhood." So.
My old mother wanted to test her pepper spray, sprayed it in the sink. Oh my God, she did it twice over a 3-year period. It'll light up a whole room, man, just a little bit. If it's the good shit, be careful with that stuff.
I got some, so I need to practice, kind of get a feel for how strong, the spray and stuff, so I can use it if I need to. But it makes me nervous too, that I'll be too close, Yeah,
you don't want to get that close, not with your fighting skills. You want something you can hit her before she gets to you.
Thanks, John. Thank you so much.
Hey, some of us are fighters, some of us aren't.
Yeah.
Right? Brandy talks a mean game, but I'm suspecting she wouldn't have much either.
Yeah.
Some women
I
just
talk a mean game too. I mean, I can stand up for myself verbally.
Verbally, you're a ninja, girl. Don't get it wrong.
I'm a ninja. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe I need to take a class. I've thought of that.
I don't know, man.
This
You're
world,
not 16. Just get you something to equal odds. I don't think you need to go blasting fools, but get you a taser. That's what I'd recommend. A taser.
Yeah. Because you can kind of do that from a good distance away, can't you?
Can the public buy the ones that shoot?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what you need. that you can get her when she's charging before she actually makes it to you. You want to hit her about 6 feet out because her momentum's still going to carry through for a step or two before she drops. So don't let her get too damn close.
You know, I've replayed it in my mind so many times, and I'm like, oh, I wish I'd throat punched her. Like she was right there. If I could have just had the guts to just go for the throat. Oh, that would have been awesome.
She would have been so much better, wouldn't it?
I know. It's hard not to think about it.
I've always said if you've never had your ass whipped, you just haven't been in enough fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The best of us.
Yeah. Well, lots of people are fighters. They don't want to get. Nobody wants to get punched in the face. You know.
Have you seen the video? Damn, I wish I had it. I'd show it. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. Give me a moment. What's the dude's name? Shit. No. Anyway, this video, you can go ahead and search it. Bradley Martin slap. This dude. No, I'm telling everybody, check it out. It's just Google Bradley Martin slap. There'll be a video. This guy's at the gym and he's talking to this YouTuber dude, right? And they're being cool. He's the dude's being cool. The YouTuber grabs dude's hat and pulls it off his head and it's like staring at him, puts it on his own head. And it's just like giving him this look, like, what are you going to do, right? Well, the big weightlifter dude is like, come on, give me my hat. Come on, give me my hat. And he's leaning a little bit each time. And dude's still just staring at him. And he just smacks the shit out of his shit. I mean, it rings out. The dude takes off his hat and hands it right to him. I'm like, yes! There needs to be so much more of those.
Well, there's so many people now doing stuff on TikTok like that. They just go and antagonize or even sometimes literally come up to girls and touch their hair and not say anything, do this and just terrify them. For clicks and views.
Have you seen the guy? Have you seen the guy that goes around blowing wigs off with his leaf blower?
No.
Oh my God.
That's so mean.
I'm like, if that was my mom, my sister, or whoever, a lady in my life, I would.
People have no humanity anymore. Just decency. To say, you know, I'm not going to hurt or shame or whatever another person. Did
you see the dude that capped the guy? Guy was picking up the delivery order. He was a delivery driver. He was picking up the order, and this YouTuber's like 6'3", and right in his face, putting some phone in his face, and dude's like, leave me alone. And he's walking back, and he says, leave me alone again, right? And then dude's still doing it. And he pulls out a gun and is like, pop.
I saw it. Was that in like a mall?
Yes.
Yes, I saw that. That. Man, I don't blame them. They were trying to terrorize that guy.
They found him not guilty.
I'm glad. Didn't he just shoot the guy like in the shoulder or something? It wasn't like murder.
No, he shot him, I think, in the gut, actually.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was really shocked he got found not guilty. I mean, but I'm not saying I have an issue with it, but I don't know if I would shoot somebody over putting a phone in my face.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't want to take a life over that.
Yeah.
But if dude was legitimately scared, I mean, dude looked like it was wigging him out bad too. I will say that the guy that did the pew pew, he looked like he was legitimate. Like dude was flipping him out.
Yeah.
He was very stressed, you know.
You could see that on his face. I mean, yeah.
Oh, the kid's parents, the YouTube guy, his parents, there's video of them coming out of court, and there's like, oh, this was an injustice, what he did to my son.
Maybe your son needs to learn some decency.
Maybe you should have raised your son better, you know?
You know, and hopefully when people fight back like this, they learn their lesson. I mean, there's
like a, I don't know, a compilation of them. There's this one where this YouTube kid I can't remember what his deal is, but he walks up to these dudes and he tells he wants them to be his first kiss. And he's walking up to just like dudes and saying that, thinking it's funny, right? And he's like, "Can I kiss you?" And he asks dude, right? He's like, "Will you be my first kiss? Can I kiss you?" And dude's like, "I ain't saying I'm not gonna like it." And he leans in to kiss dude, right? And he's like, "Kablam!" Uppercut, dude. Knocks dude back about 6 feet off camera. And you hear the cameraman say, "Watch out." After all this occurs, it's the most beautiful thing ever. I've got to get some to send them to you.
I know. It's like, it helps us because we don't get justice through the justice system. So, you know, like vigilante justice, taking care of it yourself feels good sometimes, you know. I
think some stuff's just real lowbrow that they do for entertainment. You know, I think it's too far.
It is
like
way
this
too
one
far.
kid, he walks up to people and he blows in their ear and moans. He goes, "Ah."
I've seen that too. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy who would just walk in people's houses over in the UK and just sit down on their couch and wait for them to come out and find him sitting there. And I mean, people obviously were just so upset. Like, what are you doing here? And he did that for, you know, like content.
Yes. I tell you, you know, the dude blowing in my ear thing, that's going to trigger a punch. I have no control over that. Just that out of nowhere, that's my response. It's just going to be a right because it's going to flip me out that bad. I'm not going to be expecting it, right?
You just react. It's awful.
Just react. Does that to people, man. It's so wild.
Have you seen, I don't know if you want to quit talking about this, but have you seen the influencer girl who ran over somebody while she was doing a live in her car? You seen that one?
No.
Yep. You could probably just look it up by like keywords and find it. She was like a big TikToker, and she was like an influencer and stuff. And she's driving and got her phone, you know, like right here, talking to it and stuff. And all of a sudden you hear blump, blump. And she's like, "Oh my God, what did I do? Oh my God." And she opens the door and she goes, looks at the camera and goes, "You guys have ran over somebody."
Is it legit?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. It's not made up. Because the one who got injured, you know, they came out, the family, and made videos or statements or whatever. And so yeah, it really happened. She won't get in trouble, probably.
I like watching. There's a lot of series on like weirdest creators on YouTube. Have you ever looked at those? Oh man, there's some weird people that do YouTube. Strange characters.
Yeah.
My kids, they would tell me about this one guy. You got to check him out. He's avocado or something. He binges for clicks and views. He I want to say 10 adult Big Mac meals in one setting.
Oh no! I think I may have heard my youngest son talk about that. Yeah, just overeats and overeats, and that's his content.
Yeah,
he's gonna kill
I think
himself.
it's called mukbanging. Is that what mukbanging is?
don't know. I've heard that term, but I don't know what it means. Maybe it is.
Josh, do you know? You seem like you would know that. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But that's what they do. They get on there and they gorge you for clicks and views. And I'm like, I'm amazed by this, but yet here I am giving them a click.
Yeah, that's true.
You do it on accident. You know what I'm saying? I supported behavior.
Right.
Weird
Right.
shit. I seen this one chick. She wants to see if she can get to 1,000 pounds. She's showing her journey.
Oh my gosh.
That's her goal.
I guess that's basically like planning to end your life. You can't be 1,000 pounds and live, can you?
You can, not long.
Yeah. Your heart couldn't.
If you've noticed, there's very few gray-haired people on my 600-pound life.
Right. Yeah.
Your body cannot, your heart cannot pump blood throughout all. I mean, it's just too much.
Yeah.
All that on your lungs and stuff.
Yep.
It's not healthy.
It's not. It's not. And I mean, there's so many reasons not to be that big. Like, can you imagine what their joints feel like? You know, like their knees and their, you know, hips and stuff, trying to carry that weight. It must be really painful. Because I'm a normal size, I'm an average size person, a woman.
Yeah.
And I have joint pain and stuff like that, but I don't know. People are addicted to attention. You know, they are addicted to the attention they get. And that's why people, I think, become addicted to YouTube. The attention is just all they want, you know. And then, of course, there's those who want money too. But, you know, they just get hooked up in it. And it's like, oh my gosh, somebody's paying attention to me. Somebody's listening to what I say. Let me do this for the rest of my life and, you know, enjoy this attention. It's not healthy in people like that, I don't think. It becomes like an addiction.
I don't think it's healthy to do just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of your life standing in front of a camera and a keyboard, just talking about whatever. I mean, that's not healthy.
I know.
Not around anybody else. It seems like nobody interacts around you.
Yeah.
You know, I see a lot of that too. A lot.
But then you see people like that, and it almost becomes like a cult. Like, people just, a certain creator just has only people who think like they do, and they just bow down and worship this person for what? I mean, they're just so like loyal. And then narcissists that do it, you know, they demand loyalty.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just becomes a really, I think, a problem mentally with these people. That's just my opinion. Not you, John. Not you.
I struggle to do 3 hours a week.
I know. Yeah. John, my phone is about to die and Josh is here. So I imagine you want to talk to him. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for coming on.
Every time I do like a live like this, my phone just drains down. It was fully charged when I started, but I need a new phone.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
All right. It was fun talking to you.
You too. I'll talk to you soon. Josh, you want to come up? You in the mood? Josh, you in the mood? Anybody else? Oh. Oh. I tell you, I really don't get how some people let the small shit get to them so bad. If what we're, what Holly's telling us is 100% accurate. I don't see how that woman could generate that much anger about something that wasn't on her property, a little bitty dog not on a leash. I wouldn't even mentioned it. I might have said something like, "Hey, watch out, watch little guy, there's a car coming," something like that. But getting mad and upset, and then it spawned into she's there with a dude, and it's in a full-blown attack. It's wild. Josh already jetted. Excellent conversation with that dog on StreamYard to pull your phone battery down to 0 real fast. Are we going to get the ambiguously gay duo again? I love it. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Now, he's done bailed on us. We missed him. I ain't going to tell y'all who yet, but we have a rather big guest coming on Friday. And I will say they have clear-cut opinions on most everything. It should be spirited conversation. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. But I guarantee you, most all of you, I'm sure know. Positive. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a good time. I'll tell you what, I might run like a little poll about what Friday's show should be about, what y'all would like to talk about, what y'all would like to hear mine and someone else discuss. Jesse, don't let the cat out the bag. I'd like to start doing that every Friday because like last Friday we had Josh. This Friday we're going to have a banger. I'm hoping next Friday I can line somebody up. I'd like to start doing once a week. Have a good one. No hints, Susan. No hints. Can't give out any hints. Sorry. Can't do it. Not gonna do it. Yeah. I thought Holly would go for a lot longer. I didn't really prepare much. I looked at this a ton yesterday. That poor little Jocelyn, 12-year-old Jocelyn, out sneaking to the store and talking to her boyfriend on the phone, runs into two dudes. Their lip lock, I mean their presence on the platform. Convenience store, the bayou they found her at. Like I said, they found her and her pants weren't on her. So make your own assumptions as to why that might have been. You know, there they are at the gas station. There she is at the gas station. I swear, she might be FaceTiming her boyfriend, possibly. Her boyfriend, though, I know I've watched some interviews. Her boyfriend, her 13-year-old boyfriend, because she's 12, he's 13. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. There they are. Where there she is talking to him, and he says that he hears voices, and then I guess the call-ins. No time later, we got people in custody. these cats. Franklin Ramos and Johan Ringel Martinez. I feel so bad for her mom, man. I had pictures of her mom. I thought I downloaded some, but I don't see them now. I feel really bad for her mom. Here's a picture of her vigil they had for her. And I tell you what, I damn near would never cry, okay, from anything. I've seen a lot of bad on let's just say I don't cry easily, no, ever. But I was watching this news clip on this little girl, and it really drove it home when they have like 3 of her friends on, and all these little girls are little girls, and you think that was their friend. That was like, you know, I remember the closest thing I can remember is when I was in school, my cousin, he was my age, but he was in a different class in the school we went to, and I didn't know him great. You know, he was like maybe a second cousin. I can't remember. I didn't know him great, but I knew who he was and all that. Well, his brother had out been weed eating. They had a big farm, and he had one of the weed eaters with the blade on it. And my cousin, the younger one, was bringing his brother some lemonade because it was real hot outside, and he'd been out there weed eating and stuff. And he didn't know his little brother was behind him, and he turned around and he hit him right across the chest with the blade of the weed eater, and he didn't make it. And I remember, you know, when that happened, being at a funeral home, and there were tons of kids there, and it was so, you know, looking back at it, it probably didn't even register then how serious it was. But looking back, I would think about how sad it was, all these, you know, little kids at a funeral home like that. And then I seen her vigil, and all these little girls, they kept going from one to another, and they talking about, you know, I wanted to be here to honor my friend, and I miss her. And it went through 3 little 12-year-olds, and they all looked just like her. And it was sad. It really was. They look like this. Let me show you. This her right here. They all had the little hair parted, long hair. Went through all her friends. It was so sad, man. And poor little girls, you know. And they were, you know, and they were 12 years old, and you could tell they were nervous being talked to on the camera and stuff. But it's something that didn't need to happen. It could have been avoided, I think, is my bullet point. And as you can see, there's only 34 people in here. There hasn't been over 40 all morning, and there won't be, because I don't have Sebastian Rogers on the video. No, you know, they don't want this in the algorithm either. If I'd put her name in it, it would make it even worse. Nobody wants to talk about it. But that's what happens. You know, criminal pasts come into our country and don't earn it. No tests, no waiting, no nothing. Don't realize how lucky they are to be here. You know, the immigrants that take the test and learn English and all that are the best Americans there are, was, ever will be. But the people that walk across and are bad people to begin with are dangerous. We have enough crime to where we don't need this shit. We do not need tons of extra criminals to add to the ones we got. Because, I mean, let's just be obvious, right? You're not going to get a bunch of great people that just want to work hard and want the best for their family when there's no real vetting going on. So many coming, there's no way. You know, and this ain't just happening at the border either. I think that's what a lot of people are believing, and it's not, because they're going everywhere. It's going to disperse to everywhere. Everybody's going to feel the effects of what's going on. Felt so bad for that though, man. You see her mom too. That made me even sadder. Seeing her, how young her mom was. I swear. I don't know how I don't. Let me see if I can. I want to show y'all. It's amazing. And you know what? I've been dreading this all day because I can't pronounce her full name, but it's spelled Nungaray. Nungaray. Jocelyn Nungaray. I'm going to go with Nungaray. Y'all know how to pronounce that? Nungaray. Nungaray. Nungaray, I bet's it. Nungaray. I don't know. That's why I didn't want to put any disrespect on it. I felt bad for not knowing. That's her name, Jocelyn Nungaray. Hold on a second. I already got them. Just need to go back to. Y'all just bear with me. Y'all ain't that big of a hurry, are you? We're getting there. We're going to go in a minute. It's a dark world. Yes, it is. And it's, you know, I think, and I didn't say nothing about it, but what gets me, or much about it, what got me about it is there's two dudes that participated in that. Just a 12-year-old, you know, together. Roommates, these dudes, man. Thank God they were called. Oh, I do have something else I want to show you too. I'll show you real quick. Here she is. Oops. That's her mom. Her mom looks like she's 20. Ain't that awful? How many more roaming around like them? No. Yes. Lots. Like somebody did the numbers the other day. If you add, I want to say they did, like, if you add the percent of the population that are criminals, right? And and you get a percentage. If you did that with the number of people that's come in, there's like 200,000 criminals was the estimate. I heard that somewhere. So don't quote me on it 1,000%, but it was something like that. Like 200,000, 20,000, no, I think it was 200,000 that they, by those stats. And, you know, I'm sorry, but you can't tell me that those numbers aren't going to be skewed a little bit, because all these people are willing to break the law to enter the country and lie and all this. The majority of them. I'm sorry, not all of them, a lot of them. So a higher number of them is going to be like that. So there's a lot of extra crime. I'm sorry, that's just a fact. Josh brought this up the other day when he was on the show. Her charges were upgraded. Those are pictures from her court appearance. Y'all know who that is? I'm sure the majority of you know who that is, don't you? She's drug her shit out forever, and I think hers still don't start till next year. That was her most recent court appearance. I tell you, you want to talk about a twisted one? Right there, she is. It really put something on them interviews she did. When you go back and look at them now, and you think this whole time she knows exactly what happened, she did it. Go back and watch her interviews where they're questioning her about where she is and stuff like that. And when you watch it, think to yourself, now she right at this point knows exactly what's happened. She knows 100% exactly what's happened. And go watch the interview she's done, how conniving she is. And I want to say it, but I swear I'm not 100%. But I've noticed some of these people have got a habit of saying, when I'm proven guilty, everybody's going to owe me an apology, or everybody's going to have to say they're sorry. I've noticed a couple of them that's done that. She's one of them that I heard do that. Letitia did it. I've heard others do it. I swear I want to hear this. I want to think that D-Dub's done it. Candace was very, very interested in Megan's case, was she? She may murder her baby girl in Tennessee. Yeah. You think I'm assuming she did all that by herself, right? Is there anybody thought to have been an accomplice of hers? I know it wasn't her. I know her mom wasn't her accomplice, because her mom was the one she tried to blame in the beginning. What is wrong with Tennessee? Is it in the water? Easy, Susan. We love Tennessee. It's just a lot of the more popular cases seem to come from there, is what I would say. She's another one of them, man. It's wild to the ones that did, you know, a decent little amount of media and then find out they're busted. Just think if Dawn and Candace would have was to get arrested, like something was to happen, they're arrested and charged, all of the stuff to go back and look at that they've said, or somebody else is charged and ain't got shit to do with it. You're still not great people. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, there's Megan was in court. They upgraded it, but I don't think she can get the ultimate. So all I would like for Father's Day is a 1 terabyte hard drive so I can keep playing games with my kids and delete, re-download different games every time they want to play something different. You might know if Andrew got his router. What is that? Oh, a hard drive. 1 terabyte. You might know how that turned out. I seen that. I look around. People, you're never safe. I look around. That was the headline. Migrant charged with murder of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray was released in the U.S. just weeks ago. Was released into U.S. just weeks ago. It sucks. Guys, I appreciate everybody for coming. Thanks, Holly, for coming up, sharing your story. I know what we're going to do for Wednesday. Got a guess for Friday. We'll see about Wednesday. I'll work on it. Everybody, thanks for coming. Thanks to all the subs. Thanks to all the viewers. Thanks to all the members. Thank you, members. And thanks to all the rewatch gang. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you Wednesday.